Welcome back to Full Beans, the #1 racing show on the internet. And today's show is F1 infiltrating IndyCar, every motorhead's dream house and possibly dream track. And of course, the $1 million challenge at Thermal of the IndyCar race.
All right, guys, this is Indy Race Week 2. As you can see, Ozzy and I are still matching. We have been unsuccessful in getting Connor Daly on our show after one hard-fought attempt to get him on our show. We'll be continuing our efforts.
If you have any questions, the shirts still smell.
They smell. They're unwashed.
Exactly. So for the sake of our noses, Connor Daly, please come on this show. David, have you been going to the gym?
Sure. Frankie?
No. Too busy.
Well, I think there's a certain... Well, all the IndyCar racers go to the gym, but I think there's a certain someone who's taking this extra serious by not their commitment going to the gym, but as far as making it more smarter in their regimen of... Regiment, yeah.
Regiment?
Of what's it called? Getting their fitness, mind together. And that driver is Marcus Armstrong.
Yeah, we saw a familiar face today in the paddock. Well,
familiar Formula One face.
Which do we know what happened there?
I don't know. We don't know the story on what. I don't think anything ever got released as far as why the separation happened.
Separation of Angela and Hamilton. Yes, we saw Angela Cullen, the
former
Lewis
Hamilton trainer.
Yeah.
Maybe assistant too. I don't know
she was everywhere, dude. You saw her every time you saw Hamilton. He wasn't in the car.
Yeah,
she was there right next to him.
But she's I believe she's a fitness coach, huh? Maybe a driver's coach. Maybe
if we had someone who could Google it, so we have our facts correct.
Yeah, maybe someone called Francisco.
Maybe someone who could fact check us instantly because we tend to be wrong here a lot on the show.
What was it?
Cullen. Yeah.
So she was there at the $1 million challenge.
I didn't know. See, this is nice.
Okay.
She's a Kiwi. She's from New Zealand. Marcus Armstrong is also from New Zealand.
Okay.
There it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Facts.
So she is, I think, man, it's one of those medical terms. Physiotherapist. And former field hockey player.
Oh, yeah,
from 2015 to 2020 to March of 2023.
Frankie, click that article right there that says finds new home.
She worked for Mercedes F1 team.
Let's see.
There it is.
Oh no.
Finds a new home in Indy.
Porn ads. Frankie, what have you been looking at?
So I think this right here just shows how Indy is
it's growing.
It's growing, and as far as the competitiveness, where the drivers need to reach out to better coaches at the highest level, and there's no higher level than F1. And there's no one you can better get than the former
trainer of 7-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
Exactly.
So I think Marcus is making a move here.
It is. Smart move.
Making a move here. Because you see the videos of them doing their little exercises with the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling the neck.
Yeah. I wonder how much of as far as her, getting him and maybe helping Hamilton get into the game. You know, staying laser focused on the victory.
And we did see a strong showing from Marcus this week.
We did.
We saw he finished, Frankie, 5th, I think?
Yeah.
Finished 5th in the $1 million challenge, which, where did that take place?
That took at the Thermal Club in Palm Springs. I think it's Palm Springs. But
if only we had someone who could fact check us.
Francisco?
I'm pretty sure it's Palm Springs.
Yeah, it's Palm Springs. Out in the desert.
Out there, the high desert.
So the Thermal Club, if no one knew what it was, because we kind of didn't.
I think it started in I think it was open in 2014.
Okay.
So what it is, it's essentially a country club, but for motorheads, as Ozzy put earlier. It's an absurd amount of money.
Yeah.
I think Max Verstappen just bought a property here.
I would be hesitant on saying that because I kind of looked it up and
Ooh.
I
If
don't
only we had someone to fact check us.
I don't know if that's completely true or they were just trying to get views.
Well, we like to spread rumors here at Full Beans, so
there you go.
Max Verstappen may or may not have purchased a property here.
There you go.
Either way, it's an absurd amount of money. He is someone
$1 million homes
who could afford it. Here.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
easily.
it's not that it's just $1 million home. It's like it's $1 million home. It's a yearly. The HOA must be insane there. I don't know if that's included with the membership that goes along. And essentially, all the people that live on this property, they have their house. They have access to the facilities, which include the racetrack.
Hold up, but you're missing one key point right here. Is that you have to have a property in the house, but you have to now pay a membership fee.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
To be part of that member, so it just doesn't come with the house.
Which is like
also comes with the
which is
you always have to pay
pretty normal
membership.
for like
A country club.
for like private country clubs and things like that.
Yeah.
For golf, you know. Yeah,
It's a beautiful place, though.
Looks really nice. Looks really cool. If anyone wants to help Full Beans purchase a property there, opening to listening. You know, if there's a deal we can make.
If there's a neighbor out there, if there's a viewer out there that wants to take us a lap around the track,
that too.
we would not decline that offer. But it looks like a badass place to have a home. I don't know anybody who wouldn't disagree on that. The track looks cool. You have your own garage. You have your own pit crew people there that can help you out. And then just the rights to have the bragging rights over your neighbors that you're the quickest, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, Ozzy's the quickest here. He's the fastest guy in this.
I'm not, dude. I'm the slowest.
According to sim racing.
We know that Frankie here with this Mario Kart Wii is the fastest guy here. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
What do you think of the track?
The track?
Like the track itself.
I think the track is cool. I think it has a lot of turns. It has its straightaways. I think it has a good characteristics of what you're looking for as far as it being a technical track and maybe to get some speed as too.
Yeah, so, I think there's a lot of like interesting parts of the track. There's technical low speed corners. There's good high speed corners. Exactly. There's nice straightaways. I like the track. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we can see, right? We're not racing car drivers, so we don't know if we're saying it's true. But as long as what it looks like
as with most things, we don't know if we're right. At least the layout they had, because I don't know if they have different layouts or, you know, the one that Indy uses is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is the first time Indy goes to thermal. They've had their preseason testing there before.
Yeah, I think last year they had it there. But
now I'm not sure if the thermal club reached out to Indy and they invited them to have a race there. But this is like practically an exhibition race. Yeah, where there's no points.
No points, but $1 million on the line.
There's some cash to grab there, you know. So if
and it looked like some of these racers, they wanted that cash.
They did.
Elbows out, heat one. Yeah, and the format was completely different. There was like a qualifying for the heats, and then there was a heat 1, heat 2, kind of like NASCAR.
But the competitiveness was there from the racers.
Yeah,
they didn't treat this as just a charity thing or anything.
Like a friendly.
Exactly. They actually went full beans on this race.
They did go full beans.
So, but yeah, like you explained, there was 2 heats. They broke them up.
Yeah, Grosjean gets taken out
on heat 1.
And he's pissed.
He's livid.
And so that shows like this meant something to them.
They did.
So you're saying the heats were like a qualification for the race.
They were
10 lap heats,
and I think it was
6 qualify for the race of each heat. And then it was interesting that, you know, it's kind of like a sprint almost, these races. We had the top 6 qualifying for the race, and then the race with the All-Star race, what do they call it?
It was, I think, the $1 million star. Oh, there is All-Star Race.
Yeah, the $1 million challenge All-Star Race. More words, I guess. Yeah, so they had. It was interesting because then on the race, it was broken up into two halves.
Two halves. And then an
10 laps
intermission in the
each.
middle.
Yeah, where they could, I think, fuel.
No tire
No
change.
tire changing. And then like minor.
They can adjust the wings.
Yeah.
They can adjust the wings. Just no tire change. But I think they're allowed to do everything else. On Heat 1, like you said, it was Grosjean got knocked out. It was a big crash.
Big crash.
And then we see our man. Well, I don't know if it's our man, but Felix Rosenquist, like he did the previous Indy race before.
He's gonna win a race this year.
Yeah, I have a feeling too.
I think he's gonna win a race this year.
He held it together during that Heat 1, and he takes the victory on that Heat 1, and he looked pretty good. And
he looked good.
the problem is, and now we go to Heat 2, we see the man Alex Palou, and he dominates that freaking heat, dude.
He dominates. He wins easily. Marcus Armstrong, who we mentioned earlier, takes second in the heat.
Yeah.
And
strong
then,
race.
Yeah, there was some movement from the McLaren boys. Only Rossi makes it through, though.
Yeah, it was a tough day for McLaren because it was Rossi Award and then Ilott right there, and they were all fighting for the last spot.
Yeah, they were all fighting for the last spot.
So all three of them weren't gonna get in. There was just one that gets in there.
Couple interesting too. We had a couple of I think debutantes in this race.
Mm-hmm.
New racers that I don't think have had a official.
I think it's on Heat 1.
Yeah, Heat 1.
Go to
has,
Heat
I think
1,
it's like
Frankie.
Siegel.
I think he finished 7th. No.
Yeah, he finished 7th, just out.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Roland Siegel.
Pretty impressive to see. We'll see what he got. I think I can't remember what races he's signed up for this year, but
yeah,
interesting. He looks like he's a force to be reckoned with.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were the two heats, and then like we go to the All-Star race and we see, like you mentioned,
crazy strategies.
Crazy, exactly.
We see crazy strategies, which is interesting. I thought it was pretty interesting.
I thought it was badass.
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was, I think maybe they can incorporate. I don't know. Maybe this is too gimmicky, or I don't know if it is or isn't, but it's kind of cool to see completely different races.
It is.
Like, all right, this race is broken up like this race is broken up like this, so that completely different strategies can be implemented.
I think it was good because it brought different elements, like a different surprise of what could happen.
Yeah.
So there was an element of like a surprise of unexpected situations. Oh damn, is Herta actually gonna get to the front from this strategy? Like,
so
I didn't think so.
Herta qualified, I think, 6th in his heat.
He did,
which put him on the back row for this race. Herta was the first one to commit to the strategy. A couple other racers committed to the strategy, and then a couple other racers committed to the strategy later on for different reasons. But Herta committed from the get-go, and so like we were saying, this race was split into two halves, and he decided to just cruise
the first half.
The first half, save his tires. He didn't get lapped, but he was darn near close to getting lapped.
He was.
For the first half.
Down.
Which is, interesting because the first half kind of doesn't matter.
No.
Almost.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's good or not. I thought it was interesting just because of the different sort of strategies that we saw.
The two halves show like it was two different races. The first race is to really conserve your tires, so not drive too hard.
Yeah.
So I guess it shows your technical ability for you to conserve tires and not chew those things up. And then the second half was a sprint to the finish, and whatever tires you had left to use them all up, so you can eventually win the race or get a better position of what you're in currently.
Yeah. So Herta finishes 12th. Well, at the halftime
to save the most amount of tires he can.
He saved most amount of tires. You were able to refuel, so they refueled. Mm-hmm. He got a little help from a couple DNFs.
He did.
Disqualifications, I guess. There was 2, I think, disqualifications, if I remember correctly.
That Fittipaldi, that was rough.
Yeah, Fittipaldi gets screwed once again.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
That sucks. He did nothing wrong. And he looked strong in the heat that he was in, heat 1.
I think they said that he underfueled for the first half.
They underfueled.
So he got disqualified, and then Graham Rahal.
He made it to the end, He made it
to the end. And like I was saying, a couple other racers adopted the strategy. He adopted it because he just didn't have enough fuel.
He didn't. And then I guess the official said that it was dangerous or illegal to bring out a car so underfueled out in the track. So that was the reason for the disqualification.
Which is kind of weird. Like, I don't understand how.
Maybe.
I mean, I know there was a lot of nuance to this race, considering it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
Which I also thought, like, deserved a little leeway.
It did. It
like,
does.
if they don't, clearly they have people reading the rules and everything, and they missed this. So I don't know. It was rough for Pietro.
Because at the end of the day, this was just kind of for fun, you know?
Yeah.
It was a spectator thing, so.
What he said. Anyway, so Colton, he starts the second half in 10th, and he climbs his way up to 4th.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good, which was a difference of how much money?
I think
$150,000 or something like that.
Something
the difference
like that,
between 10th and where he finished 4th.
Yeah, so he got some cash from that.
Got some cash. Pillow first led lap 1, led every lap of this race.
He dominated, dude.
Just cruised to the finish line.
He's literally the Verstappen of Indy right now.
Yeah, he is.
No one can stop him, dude. No one.
He has some off days, but even then, he usually climbs through the pack. Yeah, he's climbing up there now, and I think he's gonna. I think he deserves some testing or something. I think he'll find his way into F1.
Yeah, as far as like we're in a series where all the cars are kind of relatively almost on the same level, he's still able to pull away so much from the other drivers. Where it's the same story like in F1 with Verstappen, where Verstappen doesn't get a lot of camera time because he's so alone by himself in the front. And it was the same thing that happened to Pillow this time. So I agree with you. He should get at least some testing, more testing, and a really like big consideration for him to go into F1. Because he's I don't know how many times he has a show. He's the real deal. 2-time IndyCar world champion, right?
Well, yeah, world. We like to say world champion here in the States.
Isn't everything world champion? I mean,
I'm saying here in the States, we love saying world champion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even though it's usually only the States and maybe some Canadian participants.
Scott McLaughlin gets second. Something about Scott McLaughlin is that he's also off social media for this season.
He's another one. He's trying to
really
rebuild himself.
Exactly, and take this championship.
No distractions.
100% laser focus on him.
So does that mean we can talk crap about Scott McLaughlin?
I don't know. You trying to be on his bad side?
No, I'm just saying he won't see it. He's not on social media.
The word gets around. Full Beans blows up.
I'm just kidding. I have nothing bad to say about him, so I won't.
But it was a strong race from him as well. And then Felix. Or was it Felix? Felix. Lo que sea.
Felix.
What's it called?
Rosenquist.
You think he's really building every race, getting a little bit better, because we would see last season that he would start up in the front and he would go down all the way down like 5th, 6th.
Dude, he'd get eaten up.
Exactly.
He's like Leclerc. He's Indy Leclerc.
He is.
He can qualify for pole.
Yeah.
And then just can't get it done.
Yeah. So, but now third's a good showing for him, and then Herta with the interesting strategy. Going up to 4th, and then Marcus Armstrong, like we mentioned, 5th. And then they all got money, huh?
I think everyone in the All-Star race got money.
But the very first one, Alex Below, he got 500,000.
500, and I wonder if he gets it or
I think that one goes directly to him. I don't know where the other 500 goes to, but he
don't need it.
But he said he's gonna do with that money.
Some of them do need it. But none of the ones that are in this All-Star race.
Nah, yeah, none of these.
Like I know they were talking about like some of the younger rookies that are like we were saying Siegel, like that guy has no money.
Oh yeah, no.
Would have done him some good.
It would have been
him some good, but
yeah. He could have done like what's it called? Zach Brown. What he did with his money. You know what when he won the Wheel of
yes.
Zach Brown wins Wheel of Fortune, and then with that money funds his own racing career, and look what that brings him now. CEO of McLaren Racing Formula One team. Money well spent. You got his ROI on that. Yeah, exactly. So,
are we gonna go out there next year
where
to the race?
To Thermal?
I didn't like. I don't know. This year I wasn't sold on it, so I didn't want to go.
It was kind of weird because I didn't know what it really was. You know?
Yeah, it was.
It would have been a little unexpected.
It was like it was a little expensive too.
Yeah.
For an Indy race.
Yeah, it was. So, but I mean, I guess that's the part of the Thermal Club experience.
Yeah, part of the experience.
But for next year, I mean, I don't see why not. We can't go out there.
I mean, we can rub elbows with some of these people, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe we can make friends. Maybe we can volunteer to be the gardeners of some of these people.
We can.
Although we'd probably die out there.
Yeah, in 110-degree weather.
Frankie in his all black as always.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie,
and his boots.
Frankie is known to be an emo over there. He only wears black.
It doesn't matter how hot it is.
Jeans, boots. Except for one time we ran into Frankie with shorts.
One time, yeah. And what were the odds of that? Running into him and he was wearing shorts.
Yes.
Like those very, very small odds.
Anyways, I think it was a good race overall.
It was.
Looking forward to Long Beach.
Yeah.
Next race, our home race.
Should be like in 2 weeks, no?
Something like that. We should be out there.
Yeah.
I know I'll be out there, unlike my co-hosts over here that last year promised and they didn't go.
I will be out there.
But yeah.
And I guess on Frankie wearing shorts.
Now that's a bombshell.
That's a bombshell right there. That's Full Beans signing out.